Innovative content. Global audience.
Yes, what's up, people? This is the State of the Nation. My name is Kris, broadcasting from SRTV London. It's a beautiful day. Nigeria has come of age. We are old. We have overcome. But is this where we're supposed to be? Where are we today? I think the best question I want to ask today is, where are we coming from? Where are we and where are we going? Three important questions. Where are we coming from? Where are we now? And where are we going? The question is, are you satisfied with the life you're living as a Nigerian? Are you proud of Nigeria? That is what the State of the Nation will be looking at. Today, I have a very special guest. I would say he's a very special guest. He's a JP, as you know, but I'm going to let him introduce himself. And I'm going to give him the opportunity to introduce himself in a different ways. But okay, let me quickly bring him on board. Hello, Sir Obrogo Dennis. JP, sir.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, welcome to the State of the Nation. You see, I'm going to let you
It's my
introduce
pleasure.
yourself. But let me warn, if you identify yourself with any political party, then I will be able to hold you to that. But if you say you are just so mad, then we'll follow you. So, but if you as you introduce yourself, I will be listening, and that's how I'm going to work with you. So, please introduce who is Obrogo Dennis.
I am Prince Dennis Presley Obrogo, KOLA, a Justice of Peace of Delta State.
Wonderful.
And by the grace of God, I'm a senior special assistant to the Delta State Governor.
Okay.
Right, Honorable Sheriff Oborowore. I'm glad to be in your studio this evening, sir.
So you are literally, can I say you are a PDP or an APC or in between?
I am a card-carrying member of the PDP, People Democratic Party.
Wonderful. So we handle you, we talk with you as a PDP man today. That is a good one, because we have a lot going on.
It would be better you talk to me as another statesman.
All right, let's see. We're going to treat Honorable Dennis KOLA, Prince, let me put it this way. Prince Dennis KOLA Obrogo is right, JP is right here with, and we're going to treat him as an elder statesman. So that's the best way. So we'll take the political parties away, but we'll be coming back. But hey, let's put it this way. Let's start quickly with this. Nigeria is where it is right now. We have a new president. Let's start from there, because if we go too back, we might not get to the end of the matter today. This is where we are. We have a new president. The president, on his first day in office, made a very important announcement. He put an end to oil subsidies in Nigeria. Many of us, we applaud him. I personally applaud him. I think it was a great move. But few months down the line, we can see the real impact of this oil subsidy. What is going on? What is, as an elder statesman, what do you think is responsible for this?
Well, thank you very much. When the president was sworn into office, he made it very clear that fuel subsidy has gone.
Yes.
Before now, there was no subsidy for diesel. There was no subsidy for kerosene. It was just purely the PMS that the federal government was subsidizing. And when he came on board, he said fuel subsidy has gone. And the implications are very simple. Prior to that moment, the state government, the local government, and the federal government were finding it difficult to fund their activities, fund their projects, fund government activities, because there was no much fund for them to run government activities. So when he came on board, he made that pronouncement that fuel subsidy has gone. The only implication to government is that government will get more money.
Okay.
Hello?
Well, with you.
Government is earning more money. The money meant for fuel subsidy is now being channeled to the 3 tiers of government.
Wonderful.
To their savings. That is the major implication.
So, and that brings a very important thing. So, there's more money in the country. In other words, we know more.
Yeah, there's more money in the country.
It's like the government has taken money from us and put it in their pocket to run the affairs of government.
Not really. Not really. He didn't take money from you to fund government activities. The fuel subsidy was removed because the fuel subsidy itself, there were so many scams involved in the fuel subsidy.
Yeah, that being
So
said,
it's not as if it was not as if money was in the hands of Nigeria and it was removed. No.
No, but Prince, this money was used towards our benefit. If it is because of the fraud or what was going on, what the government would have done is tackle it. There's no need to put us, the ordinary citizen, into agony, which is what we went through and we're still going through. And anyway, if that justifies it, then my next question will be, where are we? I can't see any positive changes since the subsidy is gone. Maybe Prince can talk us through that.
Yes, yeah, they might not be visible for your saying now, but in the long run, you will see, like, take for example, Delta State government now.
Yes.
There is money to fund their projects. That is why the government is conveniently carrying out different projects in the states. Because there is more money in the state, there is more money for federal government to spend, there is more money for local government to spend. Before now,
yes, go on.
Before now, I can tell you categorically clear that the state government were responsible for funding the local governments before now.
Prince, don't say that. We do know that there is a little allocation to every local government in Nigeria. And Buhari government was very clear. They were releasing that money without looking back. I'm talking of Buhari government. I don't know about the rest. They release money.
Let me give you a scenario here. Okay. I was a local government secretary for 6 years, 2 tenures. What comes to the local government? I use my local government for example, Isoko South for example.
Good.
And our case is peculiar to about 10, 12 local governments in the state. Right. If the allocation from FAC to Isoko South is 170 million, what is our exposure in terms of salaries of local government staffs, in terms of salaries of permanent school staffs, in terms of pension, and a few other stuffs? Our exposure was about 230 million naira, not capital project to recurrent expenditure. I mean salaries and a few runnings of government.
Yes.
Was about 230 million naira every month, and our allocation was between 100 million to 170 million naira. How do you fund the deficit of 30 million naira? It was the state government that was taking care of this 30 million naira every month.
So that's a different notion from what I have. But let's put it this way.
I'm an insider. I'm an insider.
And that's why I'm going to follow you on that. So what does a local government do with 100 and justifiably? I'm going to use the word because it's easy. Anybody can spend 200 million in a day. But what does a local government, like your local government, what were you people doing with 230 million justifiably in a month?
Okay, let me give you the breakdown.
And from what I know,
let me give you the breakdown.
Okay.
Let me give you the breakdown. In Isoko South, we have, I think, about 50-something primary schools with strong staff strength. The wage was about 100 and something million naira of the primary school teachers and non-teaching staff. Then they have pension bonds that we pay. The contributory pension and those retired teachers.
Yes.
That gives you about 40 to 50 million naira every month. Are you not going to pay pensions? Then the council salary, the council staffs,
yes,
their salary is between 50 to 60 million naira every month. Traditional rulers, by law, they have 5% of your allocation. By law, 5% of your allocation is statutory. So when you put these figures together, you get between 200 and 230 million naira every month. And I said, not capital expenditure. These are recurrent expenditures.
Which is quite interesting. when I use
And this is peculiar to more than 60% of local governments in Delta State.
Yes, and I use the word justifiably. You understand?
Yes.
We have the worst. We have the worst in the history of Nigeria. This is the worst time we have primary school in this state. I don't want to remember what UBEB or SUPEB are still, whether they are still existing or not. That is from federal government intervention.
Yeah.
To the same primary education. Yet people spend about 60 million on an education that we do not see, because primary schools in Delta State in particular is in a very bad state. Where so does that money goes for only payment of teachers because their salary is about 30,000? How many teachers do you have in the state? In your local
in Isoko South.
Yes.
In Isoko South. As of when we came in, the salary strength was about 130 million naira. Then through the effort of the state government, we placed an embargo on employment. And as people retire from the services, people die, people retire from services, it was knocked down to about 100 million naira. We are talking about the remuneration, the salaries of workers, not the infrastructures. The infrastructures are mostly handled by the state governments.
Okay, well, let me put it this way, and I'm happy.
So when you say, I'm coming now. When you say the primary school sector, they are dying, or the primary school sector is not functioning, I don't know your variables. The variables you are using. Is it the infrastructures or is it the personnel?
I use one word. When we talk about production, when we talk about viability or anything we do, we look at the results, not the process. So we're going to come to that. I'm going to use that to say why I said the primary schools are there. We'll come back to that later. But now we are here. Let me get one thing clear. You're telling us that the salaries, you cut it down actually from 100 and something to 50 something million because some people died.
No, from 130 million to 100 million because there was an embargo on employment
of teachers.
Because the state governors, the state government was augmenting the allocation.
Yes, and we're gonna ask the state government how much, because as at this time now, I'm happy the federal government is still exists. How much they were releasing to the state, to the local government. That is good to have this kind of freedom of information, but I don't think I want to hold emotion on that. But let me just stick to this.
Yeah.
Just within that local government, how many primary schools do you think?
We have about 50. We have about 50 primary schools in Isoko South.
50 primary schools.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna look at that statistics as we move on. The show might be too short
Yeah.
for us to go into the detail, but we're gonna take it from Honorable right now. That he's saying that the money that comes to the state would be to the local government about 100 and something million. The state was augmented because that's what goes to them. The states have to add additional to run the current expenditure.
Money to enable them pay salaries.
What a time. And this is like I said, I'm worried about the state of primary schools in Nigeria. Before we quickly jump away, because we're talking of the state of the nation now, would you propose primary schools paying for primary education? Would that be a solution to all this? Because as far as I know, churches are now running primary schools and they're doing better than the states. I don't know whether you agree with me or not, but private schools that pays maybe 15,000, 20,000 actually now have a better primary education system than the state. Do you agree with that?
Come again?
I said primary schools, private primary schools run by churches, individuals are better than the state. Would you recommend then that we should go and ask parents for small money, maybe even 10,000 naira, towards their primary children education? Would that save the situation of primary school? That is just by the way, because we have more to do.
First of all, I don't know the variable you are using to assess the public primary schools and the private primary schools.
Okay.
But I think I don't want to go into that debate.
That's why.
But because the issue of the primary school not doing well, it has to do with the federal government policies. Have you asked yourself how much federal government votes into UBEC? What are the most or motives of distributing these funds? Do federal government have any business running primary schools through UBEC? What are they doing with UBEC?
Okay.
Why don't you pull down this money to the state government and state government fund the schools?
But the question is,
you get the primary school, you get the primary school to the local government to fund.
Yes.
You do policy from the federal government at the UBEC level. You vote money into UBEC. UBEC does not have any primary school under their purview control. But you vote money into UBEC. Why don't you collapse this money down to the local government? Let them have more money, which they will use to train and develop their staffs. Then improve on their infrastructures. The difference between the private school and public school is infrastructure and the training of staffs and provision of apparatus for learning. The federal government hold back all these stuffs through UBEC. Why is federal government funding UBEC? What is UBEC doing?
Now that you throw some acquisition onto the federal government, I'm going to ask you this. The federal government is saying that the monies allocated to local government don't get to them. There's hardly, if you tell me that the money that was allocated in that time will not be able to argue here because I don't have the record, but the money that was allocated to the local government is what they were declaring to you, that wouldn't have been a big lie. Would you agree? Because if you say they have to eat, meaning it's not even enough. Then if that is the case, why is the state insisting on receiving the money? Why is the money not going straight to the local governments?
Let me help you with a narrative that will shock you.
Good.
Have you been to the northern part of this country?
Northern part. I've visited a little.
Okay. When you go to the northern part of this country, Sokoto, Jigawa, Niger, and so, when you go there, when you see the staff, when you go to their primary schools, there are fewer primary schools, fewer staff strength. At this part of this country, the southern part of this country, where I come from, is highly developed. The figures of enrollment, they are not altered in south here, southwest. But the figures of enrollment in the north, they are always altered to enable them to get more money for their local government. Let me give you an example. A local government in Sokoto or Kebbi, their staff strength of primary school might, or the way bill of primary school might not be more than 100. Might not be more than say 20 million. Just like Patani. Patani does not have, when state government was augmenting for Isoko South, Isoko North, Ugele South, Ugele North, the two Ethiops, Ika, Oshumili. When the state government was augmenting in Delta State for this local government, they were not augmenting for Patani. Because what is the way bill of Patani local government in primary school? What is the way bill of Brutu? The way bill of Brutu is not less than 40 million naira. The way bill of Patani is less than 40 million naira. These are what the states in the north get to. Their way bill are not much. So at that level, when the state governor or anybody is siphoning their money in the Delta State here, the reverse is the case. The state government do augment for that because we are not at the same level. Take for example, if you have been to Ugele North, Ugele North has the entire Orogu kingdom, which has over 10 full-fledged communities under Ugele North. Ugele North has the main Ugele. They have Afisere. They have the Ogo. So why do you think Ugele North will have the same way bill with Patani?
It cannot be.
So if you go to the north,
wait, let me get something here. Are you saying the allocation is still the same? What they give to girl in North is what
they are almost the same, my brother. They are almost the same. Even in the northern states, the variance is no more than.
Please, let's get one thing now. When the Buhari government was saying that they want to pay directly to the local government, it was the state government that was saying, "No, that is not. It's not."
The northern governors, the northern governors, the southern government does not pay free money from local government funds because they do augment. Go to Edo State, they augment. Go to River State, they augment with about 1 billion. But the northern governors were saying no because these are the people who pay free money from the allocations, not in the south here.
All right.
I am telling you that the right from Odwan, from Ibori to Odwan regime, government, into Okoa government, they have been funding the local government, augmenting for the local government. I have my records.
All right. So let's leave.
I have my records. So when the issue of free money from local government is peculiar to the northern states who don't have much primary school. You can go to some local government that have just 10 primary schools in the north, and we have almost the same equal allocation.
Equal allocations. All right, we're going to come back to that. So back to the topic of the day.
Yeah.
So in other words, the money that comes to the states is more now. So they have more.
Yes, the money that not just the states, the money that goes to the federal government, the state government, and local government is more now.
Good.
Based on the removal of fuel subsidy.
With the fuel subsidies. All right. That's why we're not going to go.
Yes.
No, that is a good one. So we now have more money to spend as state government, right? Then that brings the question to what have they been able to do? The last 2 months, was it the month of February or so? Delta State government, where you now serve as a special advisor or special assistant, they got 38 billion compared to other states. So the allocation is quite different. Delta got the highest. Oborogwo has been in office for some time. We're going to come and focus on him. But we're not looking at the activities of the federal government first, and then we'll come to the state. But because you're not very even too happy with the federal government, so let's keep it with the state. What could Oborogwo say?
I can give you a basic, at this level, I'm on air. I'll give you a fair assessment of the federal government, state government, and everybody.
Thank you very much. So I will ask is, what has the monies that got from subsidies, where has it gone to? Is it to pay? So are you saying that the federal government took this money so they can have enough money to run primary schools? The primary schools that we see now, is that the justifiable reason why they stop oil subsidy, or they have a better plan, or they have been spending the money wisely?
Okay, let me help you. Hello?
I'm with you, sir.
Okay, let me help you. Whenever the federal government receives money from oil sales, taxes, and so on and so forth, the money goes to FAC accounts.
Okay.
The FAC accounts, there is a sharing formula for the 3 tiers of government. As of today, the federal government takes 52%.
62.
Then 52%, 52%.
Yes.
Then the state government takes 20-something percent, 22 or 24%.
Okay.
Then the local government takes about 20% or so. That is the sharing formula. Okay. So whenever any money goes to the FAC account, you must share the money. With the advent of computer and information technology these days, once money hits the FAC account, the state government knows what they will get. The era of federal government taking money arbitrarily from the FAC account has gone. So whenever money hits that account, the federal government has no right to withhold any money back. The only reason they will withhold money back is just like last month, you get a rumor that 38 billion naira got to Delta State. No. The money available for sharing at FAC, if you share that money, about 2.something trillion naira, Delta State will get 38 billion. Okay. But when they attend FAC meetings, all the commissioners of finance in the 36 states, including Abuja, federal government will meet. they will decide, is it wise for us to disburse this money or keep a little for the rainy day? They will consider inflation and other factors. The money available for sharing for last month, and if you share that figure that was released, then that will get 38 billion. But in their wisdom, they say, no, if you share the money, I will not see money to share next month. What will happen to us? So what they not shared a portion of the money, think about 50-60% was shared. But the social media has carried it that this is Delta State share of the money. If it is share 100%. Now, when you share that money 100%, if you did not see any money to share tomorrow, what happens to you?
Please.
So sometimes then with this committee, this FAC committee will meet and say, look, let us keep 30% and share 70%.
That's good.
Which
That's good.
That news later came up that government did not share all the 2.something trillion naira. But nobody is going to sell that narrative again. So I don't want to go into that. Now, when money goes to FAC account, like I told you, it is shared in this percentage. Everybody now go home with his own to go and develop his own state or local government and so on and so forth. But I'm telling you, with the removal of fresh subsidy, the federal government cannot keep the money that they want to use the money for project A or B or C. He will only keep his own share of money.
The money is going around.
He will keep his own share of money. Federal government keeps his own share of money
the state
to fund his budget.
Yes.
To fund his budget.
Yes. State take their
because you cannot fund any project without a budget. So federal government keeps our own share of money to fund projects. State government gets their money to go and fund their budget. Local government gets their money to go and fund their budget. Now, like I told you,
yes.
Take for example, Delta State government was augmenting salaries for local government. But with what is coming in sometimes, the state government will no longer fund because if you have enough money, if for example, in Sokosat, if you have your exposure is 200 million today and your allocation is 200 million, will state government give you money again? The answer is no.
Yes.
The answer is no. So by and large, by and large, the state government, local government, and federal government are getting more money to fund government. Let me draw your attention back. Are you aware? Are you aware? Hello?
I'm with you.
Are you aware that at a point, the Buhari government was borrowing money to pay salaries?
Yes, I think so.
It was all over the social media that the government was borrowing money to pay salaries because after paying subsidy, they are left with no money to pay salaries. But today, that issue has gone.
Yes.
If government is borrowing money today, it's for capital projects, not to pay salaries.
So, Prince,
because
you've justified this, and I really want to go quickly to another very important part of this show. Very important. The state government, they collect this money. Let's stick to the state now. From what from what I see, don't ask me of the variables. I have not heard any state governor like KOLA in his time cultivate anything in Delta State that is generating money. So let's get one thing. The federal government, they go to that account, they take their own, they come home. The money is not enough for them to share, or it's not enough to cover their expenditures. Is that why they are not investing? Because if you have a wife at home and you give the wife some money and the woman cannot at least put something down on a rainy day so that when things are wrong and when things are hard, she can bring something there. In other words, what I'm asking is that, would it be so bad for our state governors to plant some or to invest in something that will bring money to the state? I want to remind you of Peter Obi. In his time as a governor of Anambra State, he invested the money of Anambra, some of the money, and that is still, they're still making money from that today. Would you think of anyone? Do you know of anyone like that in Delta State?
Okay, I don't want to go into the issue of Peter Obi and his investments. Let us leave that topic on that debate.
Yes.
I read management in school. I'm an economist. Right. I can boldly tell you that Peter Obi did not make any good investment in Anambra State. If you want to look at it, if you want to see investment, what is happening in Akwa Ibom State today? They have Akwa Ibom Air, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have other beautiful investments.
Yes.
In Akwa Ibom. Go to Cross River State. They have a rice processing mills all over the place.
Yes.
They have rice seedling plants that supplies the north. Yes. So let us not go into Peter Obi buying shares in bank and losing money. Now let me come to your question. Let me come to your question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm an advocate of governments doing investments. In our economic books, they say government is not the best manager, but government might be the best investor. Government can be the best investor. What we do these days, while trying to encourage governments, not just in Delta State, while advocating that government should go into investment. Government should go into investment.
Okay.
Not just social investments. Because what government is doing in Nigeria and in Africa in general is social investment that does not have returns. In the Western world, where government construct a road or an airport, government gets their money back through taxes.
There must be a strategic plan to get the money back.
I'm coming now. When government construct roads in the Western world, when they construct airports in the Western world, there are mechanisms to get their money back.
Yes.
They are not. They are not free. But in Africa here, government provide road free, school free, healthcare facilities subsidized, and I can tell you that I've been in your program once, and I confirm it, and I gave my narratives very clear. In Nigeria and in Africa, government subsidized education, they subsidize health, they subsidize road, they subsidize virtually everything at the expense of direct investment. So government invests in social infrastructure, leaving direct investment that will bring money back to them. Please. Perhaps maybe because we have not developed yet. I give you an example. The children you send to private school, in primary school, how much is their school fees? How much do you pay in public primary school? The children you send for secondary school, in the hostels or perhaps private school, how much do you pay compared to private school? You go to the hospital, a government hospital. When you go to the government hospital, you obtain a card for maybe a token of maybe 1,000 naira also, or 500 naira, or even 100 naira. You see the doctor, he recommends you for diagnosis. You go and do tests, carry out tests. You pay for the test. The doctor will now prescribe drugs for you to go and buy if they don't have there. In the private hospital, that services the doctor is giving you. In the private hospital, that services the doctor is giving you. I'm
going to cut you there because, please, which is why I'm worried there. When you count all the things that the government is doing, we are a rich state, we are a rich country. We make money, a lot of money from oil. If this money is just
no, don't even go there, my brother. Don't even go there. How many barrels of oil do you produce a day that makes you a rich country?
Oh, all right.
How many barrels do you produce a day? How many barrels do you produce a day?
All right. So you gotta tell me.
You produce 1 million barrels a day. Okay. Perhaps 1.2 million barrels a day. With a population of about 250 million people. What is the quantity of oil produced in Dubai? What is the quantity produced in Angola? What is the population?
The question is, if we're getting all this money, what do we use them for? Are you saying that we don't have enough money to spend on infrastructure?
You don't, as a nation, my brother, let me tell you, you don't have enough money as a nation. If you have enough money, you will have been seeing skyscrapers in Nigeria built by government. You don't have enough money. If you have money, will you be borrowing money?
Oh.
If you have money, if the government have enough money, would they be borrowing money?
Well, that's why we're here. We're not trying to see the management. That's why I'm coming to. I'm talking about the management. Well, you've admitted one thing on the show today, that you are an advocate of government investing.
Yes, because for them to...
So, Kris, will you agree with me that the state government has failed us for not investing till today? Will you take that as a...
No, see. No, that word fail. That word fail. I don't want to use it. Now, government is this. I'm coming now. Let me help you. Let me help you.
I need the help.
Governance is in stages, or development is in stages. 1999, when His Excellency Ibori was in Osadebe house. If you watch carefully, he went into construction of various roads, building schools. That was that stage. We were in that stage that time then. Thereafter, when Udwan came, he continued from where he stopped. But we are now advocating that at this level we are, we have done a lot of infrastructures in the state. At this level we are, we need to invest so that we get more, because we don't have money to get more money tomorrow. By investing, we will create jobs. So for the fact that they have not started investing before, they were only investing in infrastructure, does not make them failures.
Okay.
I don't want to mention their shortcomings. Does not make them failure.
Will you is that a shortcoming or short-sighted? Will you agree with that? Or
that what?
Is that a shortcoming because you don't want to use the word fail? Would that
no? It's not only.
You're an economist. I'm happy you're an economist. Let's come to you. You're an economist. You get some money every week, and you've not for some years not thought of saying that if I don't put some money here, tomorrow when I don't get from here, and the money is not even enough for me to spend, and you have not been able as an economist to put something that will bring out more money. So that when you get here and you get more from yourself, you get fatter. Instead, you've sat down and you continue to think, oh, all you have been doing is to get infrastructure. But I don't want to go into an infrastructure debate. That's another day. I ask you now that as an economist, would that not be a shortcoming on your side?
No.
If you spend this money and you choose to spend it only on making your house beautiful so that you can work well, knowing that tomorrow you might not have food for the children, you didn't invest anything till now, and it's
the priority then was to get this infrastructure in place.
Sir, you are an economist.
The priority there was to get these roads.
I don't want to talk about their priorities. I'm talking to you as an economist. Would you have done that as an economist? Would that be the right step you would have taken? Personally, let's do that. Would that be the step you have taken? Would you have done that as an economist?
If I was in government as a governor, then I'll prioritize my programs.
No, what I'm saying now is, as an economist, would you do that? You earn some money, you've been earning, and you've not for some years, some period of years. You gave us some fat period of 8. That's 24 years in Osadebe house with the same government. They cannot point out. I'm saying this. Maybe you have your variables. You can tell us. I know you are very smart. Can you tell us what the Delta State government has done? Oh, they've constructed a lot of road. The last governor was called a road master. Amen to that. You know, that's all we've seen. All this while, I'm asking you, if you're an economist, earning all this money, think of the amount of money that's coming to Delta State from now time to now. All were used to pay school fees of children, primary school children. Oh, the money is not enough even to run the government expenditure. And they've not spent a penny to build something that, okay, even if we have, like you rightly said, we have an airport now. What's the point of having an airport if you don't have 2 aircraft? So these are 2 aircraft that will be generating money. You were smart to tell me that, that if the Western world are doing something, they think of how they're going to make money. If I can spend a lot of money to build an airport in Delta State, and I am not, and I could not buy 3 aircraft to start a carrier flight, is that an economy? As an economist, is that the thing you would do?
Okay, let me come in. Let me come in.
No, I want.
Like I told you,
this is a very straightforward question, sir. You are an economist. And
yes. Now, I'm not going to be straight to my question, my answers, but let me help you.
Okay.
Like I told you, Delta State has passed through phases.
Yes,
as a person today, you know, there is a belief that government is not a good manager of investment. I said that as a person today, I'm coming. Let me learn. As a person, as a person, at this stage of our lives in Nigeria, not just Delta State per se, we should abandon that principle of government is not a good manager of resources. As a person, that we should move into government can be a better investor, not just on infrastructures alone, because we need to create jobs.
So that's the
we need to make money like you are advocating.
follow this your analysis, would you agree that the administration of debt?
That my opinion, that I have a different opinion, does not make Mr. B a failure or Mr. A a failure.
I'm saying I'm using your own judgment as an economist. It doesn't mean we're not saying they failed. Let's put it that way. But that is something you will not do, sir. Would you agree with me? You probably wouldn't have done that. Now, if I know
maybe
economists, you would have invested.
Maybe I will have done differently. Then, if I have done differently by investing the money, then perhaps maybe the roads will have been suffering.
You answered my question.
Infrastructure will have been suffering.
Yes, I know. You're not going to ever use the word failure. You're not going to use the word shortcoming. But if it were to be you, it's your own money. You wouldn't have done the same thing.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's something I want to bring to your attention.
Okay, sir.
You see, in all of these issues you are talking about, we need a restructured nation. We need to restructure this country. Like I gave you a percentage. Federal government is taking 52% of all our incomes. And the federal government in question.
They are running more. You see, if we're going to look at the activities of the restructure, I'm a very big fan of the restructure society.
Let me land.
Let's talk about the economic restructuring, not the political one, because all the restructuring I'm seeing is all political.
I'm talking about economic restructuring.
Let us start, and this is going to start, sir. No, sir. Let's talk about.
Now, let me help you now. Don't allow me to land. Allow me to land.
I'm going to forget.
Let me land.
Let me give you this. Let me give you this.
Okay.
A country has been hungry. We'll be shortage of food in the country. Yes, the federal government is taking the lion's share of the money that comes into the country.
Yeah.
The state get their own little share. They've not. That's why they've not been able to say, okay, let us intentionally go into agriculture. What, by all means, in any way, to make sure there's food in the state and even make money.
That is where I'm coming to. Allow me to land. First of all,
yes, sir.
First of all, the federal government has no business in agriculture.
Okay.
The lands belong to the local government and the state that dwells in them.
Okay.
The federal government has no business in agriculture.
Okay.
The only thing they need to do was a policy framework for agriculture.
All right.
Secondly, the federal government has no business in primary and secondary schools.
Okay.
Federal government should hands up. Then, thirdly, the federal government should hands up all roads in this country. All roads. All roads.
Please.
Then I'm coming and let me land.
I'm going to cut you again.
You ask the questions. I'm coming.
All you've been counting are political things. You've not been really.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. I've counted agriculture for you now. Wait now.
Yeah, right.
Then, thank God the federal government has passed a law that allows the state government to generate and distribute light. It's a welcome development.
Thank you, sir.
What the federal government is holding, in terms of funds in this country, is too much.
Okay.
Release more funds for the units, so that there could be competition in the units, so that there could be independent economic activities in the unit. There is nothing wrong in Delta State or Edo State or Lagos State to say we are going to generate our own light. We are creating our agricultural webs. We are developing our economy ourselves.
Good.
There is nothing wrong with that. What government is holding on to is too much.
What the federal government
is holding on to is too much. Let government push. Let government push these economic activities to the state.
Yes, I agree. The state can trust. The question is, can the state be trusted? Now let me follow this, and you will not.
Listen now. Let me finish. I'm not talking about security. Listen, sir. I'm not talking about security.
I'm not also talking about security. I'm talking about
something. The issue of trust. The issue of trust. Let me give you this narrative. If you remove your hands from the roads,
yes.
Delta State government, you are taking from Ogara, a road to Patani, that is your own road.
Yes.
Delta State will fix their roads for goods to move freely within the state. There will be competition among the states. The state governments will think of, they will be innovating in creating, giving people their lights. Now, state governments should run independent economy.
Good.
What are those things that I have a comparative advantage of that I can produce?
Yes.
The state government will go into them.
The question I asked, I will ask a question.
Which area do I have more advantage to produce?
Yes. Yes.
State government will go into them.
Yes.
Now, what federal government does is that to regulate the import and export. You have produced Gary in excess. We are buying them for export. Are you getting me?
Agree.
Delta State is producing Gary that can feed the nation. Don't import Gary to the country again.
Yes.
Try to make way to circulate Edo who are producing Gary. Kedi are producing rice. How do we assist them, promote them through fertilizers and other policies,
I am with you.
tax relief regimes to produce? So these are the things. These are the things the government.
You see,
yes.
We say something very beautiful, and I'm fine with it. But I have a little issue here. I ask a question: can the state be trusted? And I'm going to throw a little bit light on that. One, if you go to every state in Nigeria, let me say, when you go to every state in Nigeria, let's use Edo, which is the latest one. During the presidential election, Labour won the state. During the local government election, PDP won all. The reason being, their state governor is PDP. And I can tell you that today, when there will be a local government election in the same Delta State we are now, all the local government, if they want, will be won by PDP. Is it true that we don't have other political parties in the state? We'll come to that. Because they want to talk about oppression. That's why I'm worried. That's what I asked, can they be trusted? But my real challenge right now is, we're talking about people that they say that you get more. They should get more. If you read the Bible carefully, there's this story of this rich man who went out, gave his servant the same amount of money. When he came back, some planted their own, some did not. And what did he do? He takes the one from the one that didn't plant and gave it to the one that planted. The question is, the small one that is coming to the state now, the little one coming to the state today, what have they done with it? So are you saying that the money, that's why I asked before, at any state, let me come to, there was a time the federal government refused to give Lagos any money. Then this our president now was the governor of Lagos State. They were able to run their affairs. Now, because they have an internally generated strategy. I can tell you that there's no, from the time of Iboriti now, I'm talking of Delta State now, they cannot, in fact, when they give the Department of Inland Revenue is to appease politicians, those that work for them to win election. And so
now you see it.
It's an intentional plan. Sir, if you were telling me today that federal government should make sure, all you were telling me is how the allocation should be going to them. You've not tell us that federal government should compel state to go into production of social things. That would have been things I would be talking about. Not to hand over things to them, because they've not been displayed any sign of responsibility. They've not, the state have not. In fact, they've been more of an oppressor than the federal government. Like I said now, look at the states. Look at every state in Nigeria. Look at the local government chairman. Look at the people organizing those ones. They're all from the state. But even at the federal level, you have some state PDP.
Let me come in.
Yes, sir.
You said we should not dive into politics. I don't want to go into the issue of election and appointment and so. Because you are not a politician, so you will not be able to understand.
Why you are only interested in, from what you say now, is how a certain department should be handed over to the state. But I'm saying is, it should be telling the federal government, tell the so state, if I am federal government, I will not be handing anything to you. I'll be telling you, you must produce also amount of things. The little money I'm giving to you, go and produce so thing. Not to go and tell me I want to give you police to run. If you've been oppressing your own local government with all this, how can I give you police to run? How can I give a state a police to run when look at Edo State? The federal it was won by Labour, but how come that no more Labour party existed, no more Labour members existed during the local government election? How can that happen?
Okay.
Overnight.
Can I explain to you? Can I explain to you?
Okay. I'm loving this.
First of all, Labour won a presidency in Edo State, right? Mm-hmm. They won presidency in Delta State, right?
Yes.
Did they win the senators in Delta State?
No.
Did they win the senators in Edo State?
As at that time, if you see the
election was done the same day. It was done the same day.
Yes. The
president, the Senate, and House of Reps were done the same day.
Agree.
Labour won presidency in the Delta State, is that not?
Yes.
Labour won presidency in Edo State, right?
Fact.
Did they win the senators and House of Reps?
I think they got some in Edo State.
They got some. So there is flexibility in the voting pattern.
Agree.
There was flexibility in the voting pattern.
So the essence that
the election that was done this, I'm coming. An election that was done the same day. Yeah. Labour won presidency.
This man.
In my place, Labour won presidency. APC, listen, in my place, Labour won presidency. Yes. APC won Senate. PDP won House of Rep. The voting these days is not based on party line. It's based on individuals.
Okay.
And secondly, you are talking about local government elections. I'm coming. You are talking about local government election. Local government election is a grassroots election. One of the reasons why Peter Obi lost the election, which I don't want also discuss today, is that he was not having structures at the grassroots. Agree. Because before you can win election, people must contest for House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate, governors, and so. So when you are a lone ranger, you contest for president only. You don't have people for House of Reps, Senate. It will be difficult for you. So on the issue of the election, let us not use that one to brandish our state structures. What we are saying today, the federal government cannot direct the economic activities in the local government and the states. I'm not talking about state police. No.
Yes, I agree.
Because today, let me tell you today, whether you like it or not, Lagos State has a state police. Last month.
They do. They
have a state police. It's working.
They did it indirectly.
I'm coming, and Lagos State has a state police that is working for them.
Yes.
The issue of using them to oppress people in the election might not be there.
So in other words,
I'm coming now. Let me land. Okay. Lagos State has a state police that is operating side by side with the Nigeria police harmoniously. So, for the fact that other state has not been able to develop such structures, it's under the discussion. That is why other states are waiting, because Lagos State is a different state structure from other states. Lagos has a very small landscape. It's a mono structure city. So it will be easy to throw in that system and it will work. If you dare it in other states like Niger State that has a very wide landmass, it might not work. So that is why they need a law to back up whatever they are doing. So the issue of the state police is long overdue, but let me give you an example. When this Buhari Tinubu government says they want to remove electricity tariff subsidy, it took him time to consult, to look for the best means of removing the subsidy in electricity. And what did they come up with? He said some Nigerians are receiving just 5 hours light a day, some 2 hours light a day, some 6 hours. Those who can afford through one means or the other can afford 20 hours, 24 hours light. Those are the people who we should charge. And he increased the tariff for them. What did Peter Obi say? Peter Obi said that was a welcome development because These are the rich class of people
Yes.
who can afford it. They have enough money. Not the man who is getting just 3 hours light. So in every policy, what are the in every policy government wants to make, allow me like in every policy government wants to drive, the government must consult widely. That is why it is taking time. The state police now, because of the insecurities everywhere, people are now saying yes, we are due for the state police. What are the modus of establishing the state police? Is on the national discourse now. What are the modus? So what we are saying is this. What we are saying is this. Let us leave political aspect of this discussion.
Yes.
What we are saying is this. Let the federal government unbundle the economic activities to the states. The states should be able to drive their economic policies.
Good.
The state, there should be competition among the states. There should be competition among the states. Before now, let me tell you. We used to buy cucumber from the north, garbage from the north, pepper from the north. People have now discovered that pepper do well in Delta State here than even in the north. And they have gone into massive production of pepper in this place. So yes, if you allow the state to run most of these programs,
yes.
If you allow the state to run most of the program, the state will invite expatriates who have much knowledge about that particular product they want to produce. It might not be agriculture.
Federal government, are you saying the federal government stopped the state from going into rice production, from going into productions of food or anything?
No, listen, see. Most of these programs of state, most of these state programs,
yes.
Most of these state programs, like I told you, most of these state programs, because of the bureaucracy of federal government policy, they are finding it difficult to drive them. We're going to go on because of the bureaucracy. Okay, take for example, government regulates fertilizer importation to this country.
Yes.
Government regulates the importation of farm machinery to this country.
Yes.
Government regulates them.
Yes.
If government push all this burden to the state, there will be competition among the states. Today, when government say, okay, state, you can produce your lights. What has happened now? So if you go and Google it, you see over 45% of the states have started discussing with various foreign companies on how they can generate energy and distribute, because the government just signed the law.
Okay.
So they are taking advantage of it. Today, with the first subsidy removal, so many states are negotiating modular refineries in the Niger Delta region. So government can come up with policies to encourage these states on education, on this, on that, so that the state can be, there should be competition among the state in terms in economic, roads, other issues.
Good, I like that. You know what we'll do? We're going to go on a break, because if we don't do this, I may not be able to finish the other bits and pieces I want to really share with you today. But I'm happy we are on the same page. We've agreed that the states can do more in terms of production.
Yes.
The federal government should at least drop some of these things so that the state can run with them. That's what you're saying.
When you drop them, you also release. You also reduce your intake for the fact.
Federal government is not greedy. They know. I'm happy you know that the money goes to one account. When the responsibilities are now given to more responsible to the state, I'm sure more money will come to the state. But the ones they've been receiving,
sure.
Let us see what you can do with the small one you have been given. Your money has been increased now, not like before. And you've told us today that they're now planning modern refineries especially in states like Niger Delta. We're going to come back.
The states.
Let's go on a quick break, because we have a lot today in stock. When we come back, we're going to discuss the issue of the debts. The state governors have left for their own successors. Delta State is one place. So we're going to discuss that. Don't go away. Let's just quickly go on a break.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5. OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at everbright.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Yes, welcome back. This is State of the Nation. I am here with.
I'll call you back.
I am right
Hello?
here with yes, Prince. Thank you so much. I'm here with Prince Dennis KOLA OBROGO. Don't forget about how I pronounce the name. I'm an Urobo man here that I'm finding it difficult to pronounce the name. Not too good. But anyway, we've been talking about the state of the nation, and we take a look at what the oil subsidies has done, the removal, which is good. We're all happy. Now the states are getting more money, the federal government is getting more money. Now a little bit of less burden on the local government. So the states are now doing well. We've agreed on this show tonight that perhaps the federal government should release more burden to the state and release more money so that things can flow well and so that there can be competition within the state. That being said, I'm going to share this image with you. It's a rather sad one, sir. And I want you to take a look at this too. What we have here is the image of Yahaya Adoza Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, now wanted for looting. Now, on the right-hand side, sir, is the amount of money, the amount of debt inherited by our current governor. Debt again is number one. Ifeanyi Okowa left a debt of 465 billion, and actually 465.4 billion naira for Oboriwori to unravel. And what is so sad, if we ask Oboriwori today, he will tell us, oh, our money is not missing. Okowa has not done anything wrong. Fine. There's the same thing this governor now. If you hear the news coming from Kogi State, oh, our money is not missing. Yahaya Bello is a good man. You, as an ordinary Nigerian, so prosperity can judge us right tomorrow. Bro, is this not a show of shame? I use that word a lot, and my children are always laughing at me. Is this the same state government that we are saying that we want to deal with? Yahaya Bello has made away with all that amount of money. Let's clap for him. Yahaya Bello, you are wanted today. And our state, I'm not talking of Yahaya Bello alone, then our own state, Okowa left a burden of 465 billion in debt. So rather than the debt of the local government, it's actually the money Okowa borrowed. Are you saying this money was borrowed to pay school fees of primary schools?
Okay, thank you. First, on the issue of Yahaya Bello, invading arrest is a shame.
Thank you.
Evading arrest is a shame. I don't subscribe to such behavior. A public officer, once a public officer, you leave office at the expiration of your tenure and you are called to come and give account of funds. You should be able to come up and defend yourself. So I don't want to dwell on that because
a king in Okwama was able to.
I don't want to dwell on that.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, very brief. Now on the issue of debt, I'm going to be very simple on it. First, in one of my projects when I was in school, I was doing one of my masters then, public administration. I did debt management as one of my key program course I was doing. Now, let me give you a very simple analysis of debt. A very simple, a layman for everybody to understand.
Thank you.
Take for example, you want to do a road, construct a road from Warri to Sapele.
Yes.
And the road is very important. You don't have the funds to fix the road or to construct a new road. Now, if you say you want to save money to enable you to construct that road, to embark on that road, you will need, let's say, 10 years to save the money. Let me just play with figures.
Yes.
Let's say you intend to tie a 10-kilometer road, which is very important to Deltans. And for you to save that money, because every sector, you must have funds allocated to every sector. Now, for you to save from that particular sector subhead to fix that or to do that road, it will take you 10 years to raise the 100 million to do that road. The cost of doing the road this year is 100 million. Now, if you save the money for a period of 10 years, you save this money. As at the end of the 10th year, hello?
Where with you?
As at the end of the 10th year, that you finish saving the money, the cost of constructing that road will be 200 million naira. And if you borrow the 100 million today, and you are paying interest, the 100 million capital, you have maybe 10%, because it's a long-term loan. You have 10%, which gives you 110 million, or let's say 20%, a long-term 10 years loan,
yes,
which is 120 million to fix the road in 2024. You need 120 million, you need to borrow 120 million to fix the road. Instead of you to wait till 10 years when you will save this money, and after saving the money, the road will be 200 million. Will you not borrow and do this road so that the money you will be saving at the end of the 10th year, you must have saved the 100 million. Then maybe 11th and 12th year, you will be able to pay the interest. Which one is more profitable? Either you wait for 10 years, the road will be 200 million to do them, to construct them, or you borrow 100 million to pay 20%. Which one is more preferable? Be very sincere to yourself.
Yes, I like that. I like that analysis. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to answer that with a
Now, come in. I'm not finished.
I know you're not
okay.
finished.
Let me answer the question myself. Don't worry. Let me answer the question myself. As an economist.
No. I want
to answer myself.
Let me just put it this way.
As an economist,
I know what you've analyzed. I want to ask this.
Yes.
Is it not madness as an economist to borrow money and spend it on something you know is not going to bring you more money? And you are justifying it that by the time you do this thing, this is so important. Then I ask you again, sir, is it not wise to borrow that money and invest it on something that will bring me more money so that I can use the money to pay the debt than to use it to spend it on the road? That's my as an economist.
Yes. Let me help you. Let me help you. Most of the fundings, of even federal government roads, they are funded by bonds.
Okay.
Most of the funding, that is why you see government, even World Bank do borrow us money for projects. Now you say a road, what is the purpose? What we say roads? They are not street roads that you borrow money to tie. So the question is, yes, you can borrow money to invest to get returns. Like I told you earlier, I said, well, government is doing a lot of investment, but most of them are social investments that does not have returns.
Thank you.
I bet you, we're in this country together. In the next 10, 15 years, government will start collecting money for roads. How did Lagos raise money when they were not getting allocations? Internal revenues.
Yes.
Internal revenues. Now, Lagos today.
The federal government stop Delta State from collecting.
No, excuse me now. Most of these roads we are talking about, if we start collecting revenues for them, I'm not let divorce ourselves from one KOLA or this or that. Let's be pragmatic. Most of these roads we are talking about, if we start collecting taxes for them, revenues from them, it is alien to our people. Take for example, tenement rates. I'm coming now. Tenement rates there.
Wait, no, this alien to
no, I'm coming now. Let me land.
If you can make us pay more,
let me land.
You cannot pay for roads.
Let me land. Most of the collections that are taking place in Lagos are in form of taxes. They are alien to us here. The tenement rate issue is in the constitution. It's a right of the local government to collect money from every property he owns.
That's how we do it.
Sometimes when you want to collect taxes, you look at the economic viability of the place. You must consider, every tax you collect must be a human face. You must consider, what are these people doing? What are the economic viability of this environment that you want to collect this tax for? That is the reason most of the taxes.
No, sir, that's why
I'm coming now.
I'm still with you.
I'm coming. That is why.
If you say, go on, let me let you finish.
Don't worry. So, most of the analysis was on debt. What I'm trying to summarize for you is this, it is not out of place for government to raise money to do infrastructures.
I did say that.
The only thing about the Nigeria governors, about Nigeria public office holders, is that most of these loans they collect, including the federal government and public offices in Nigeria, most of these governments, what they collect is the variance in what they put into the projects. Hello?
I'm with you. I just want to put a call. I want to be mad that borrowed all the money we're talking about.
No, it is his administration. One of the problems we have in Africa.
Yes.
In Africa. That is why these days, when IMF wants to give you money, you must show evidence of, including cost analysis of the projects. Because over time, the loan that they have advanced to these third world countries, mostly African countries, most of them do not even go to site. So these days, they will ask you, where is your consultant? We need the cost analysis of the project, step by step. Because most of these loans they take them from the commercial banks. The commercial banks, they are trading their loans. State government is collecting the loans. So it's not peculiar to Delta State. Most of these loans, they tie them to projects. The question is this: our procurement system is not that perfect to monitor most of these loans. To monitor them. A project of about, let's say, 100 million naira will be inflated to about 500 million naira. It's peculiar to federal government officials in all the states, not Delta State per se. So it is something we need to look at holistically as a country. Our procurement system is faulty.
Yes.
It's faulty.
I'm going to come to as well. Listen, I know you're a very smart man. You're going to be hard to break, but I'm going to say this. I'm quite impressed, with your sincerity when it comes to the economy of the state. And I really want us to stick to one little part now. Are you happy as a Deltans to hear or to read on the newspaper that we are owing, that OKOA left a debt of 465 billion for this administration? Are you impressed with that? That's on the person.
Well, I have seen the figure. Before I can say I'm impressed or not impressed, I will see a thorough analysis of where these funds were applied to, and we'll make a comparison of the projects they were tied to. If the projects are not commended with the loans, then I will say clearly that I'm not impressed. We need to see the project tied to these borrowings. If they are commensurate, I'm not challenging with that. I'm an advocate of borrowing to fund projects instead of waiting till tomorrow to save. No. But what I'm saying clearly is that when you borrow, the project should speak volume of what you borrowed. That is my argument. America are the highest debtors in the world.
Yes, but you know what they do?
Yes,
for countries
America will borrow to fund because sometimes,
sir, what I'm saying
sometimes,
borrowing, but borrow for production, not to
yes.
borrow to construct road. You were clapping for this man, Okowa. The world was clapping for him. The whole state were clapping for him for borrowing money to construct road. They call him roadmaster, and the road you cannot see. The roads, I can tell you, from the time of Iboriti now. In fact, Okowa is the worst. We can't see the roads. And he has left a debt of 465 billion. Today we are here. And now we know we're owing this amount of money. He probably used it to run an election. Nobody will want to say that with me. But the people like us, we are watching. They are watching. You know, that be Philippine now. Philippine share the money.
Do they use money to run an election?
Say, Philippine share the money. We are watching the house because we're coming down.
Do they use money to run an election?
Oh, whether did he borrow? I don't know.
I said, do they use money to run an election?
Well, one day, hopefully, they will be able to justify how we manage. Well, what is it the road that he constructed? Because we learned that he's a road master. Is that what they use the money for? 465 billion. That is the one we have, not the money that come to the state, not the one he stole from the super day. Now he was adding to the local money. Let's clap for them.
I don't want to go personal. Like I told you. Like I told you.
I'm only throwing an accusation.
No, like I told you.
Yes.
Like I told you, I'm an advocate of borrowing. Like I told you, I said I'm an advocate of borrowing to fund projects.
Yes, I'm an advocate of borrowing.
I'm coming on.
Invest. You see, sometimes.
See, let me tell you. I'm coming on. Let me land.
Okay, sir.
Let me land. This project that he said borrowing to fund investment. Most of these roads you see, they are investments.
I agree.
But they are social investments. Your own departure is that. Your own departure is that. Yeah, they are priority. They are priority. Let me tell you what they are priority. What they are priority. Take for example, when the road was broken down between Benin and Warri, people lost goods, millions, perished.
Did Okowa do that?
No, I said, no. I'm only give you an instance.
You know what he borrowed money for? No, we can talk of emergencies.
No. What I'm talking about? No, listen to me now. That comes from my claim that let federal government release this to the states. Give them more funds, release them. If by tomorrow, I'm talking about, if by tomorrow, the River State or Bayelsa do their double lane along the east-west road, it will be a challenge to the neighboring state that River State, once you get to River State, is a one-way drive for you. No traffic, no traffic.
Is that not enough challenge? Lagos State economy is bigger. No, we can't compare. But Lagos State is, listen, the allocation coming to Delta State is more than that going to Lagos State in the first place. But Lagos State, they've set a track for themselves. In fact, when I listened to the governor, Smart, he said the economy of Lagos is larger, bigger than that of Kenya. Lagos is bigger than Kenya.
Sure. You are correct.
That is not enough motivation for our state. The state.
Now, let me help you. Let me help you. You are talking about Lagos State economy now. If the infrastructure were not provided, if the social infrastructure were not provided, how can you collect taxes and revenue to fund other projects.
Every state cannot run the same economy.
Because sometimes, my brother, sometimes when you provide these infrastructures,
they are following infrastructure. No, let me finish. Now, sometimes you use a very good word. You are an economist. You use the word comparative advantage. You remember what is that word? All right. Why would you want to be? Why you want to do exactly what Lagos is doing? Let's take our Niger State, for instance. Which Delta State have? We have oil. Lagos State doesn't have. We have deposits of oil in our land. Lagos doesn't have that. Why don't you take advantage of what you have? Why looking at roads? Why constructing roads when you have something on your soil that is going to bring you money? Let's look at Niger State.
No, you can't extract the oil yourself. It's the federal government reserve. You can't extract oil. Okay,
I'm coming to that now. I'm going to use Niger State so that I leave the Lagos State, my state, so that I don't look as I'm being personal. Niger State, the landscape of Niger State alone is bigger than Holland, the Netherlands. Netherlands generate 20 billion on agricultural export every year. 20 billion US dollars on agriculture. People in Niger State,
and they are below sea level. They're even below sea level.
God bless you, sir. The people in Niger State, with all this beautiful land, and the one in Delta State, we go to bed hungry. And you're saying that Lagos has done it. No, Lagos, if Lagos need roads to collect taxes, that is for them. We don't need to road to go into proper farming. If you say the government has taken oil, I don't think the federal government actually stopped Delta State from taking part in what belongs to them. The most of the oil in Delta State is owned by individuals. The government, I know the federal government did not stop Delta State from taking part in oil. And Delta State was kind enough to build an airport, thanks to Odua, but they couldn't buy 3 aircraft at least to start it. Delta Airline would have been a beautiful language. Want to say that? That word, Delta Airline, would have been a beautiful one. Where are we? So are you saying that until the federal government release more money or give them more license to go and farm or to go and set up their own airline? I'm sure in the same state that the federal government refused to, Delta's Akwa Ibom airline. Now, I'm with you, you're the one that reminded me what the rice processing mill the rice processing mill that is in Cross River. It was not the federal government. Look at what you know what Wike did. Wike was dancing 24/7, clapping that they've constructed roads. What a shame! The same thing Okowa did with all the money federal government released for them at the end. The money, and it was when Wike opened up that body government has released more money, and we asked, what have you done with our own? At that time, Okowa was still borrowing to run election, and here we are defending.
Did they borrow to run election?
Yeah, I like.
Did they borrow money to run election?
My place, when they judge land. Thank you. My grandfather taught me, say, if they judge land dispute, you go waka pass. So the other one waka pass, they will come settle in the middle. So all I can do is accuse Okowa, let him defend himself. If he said he did spend our money to do this, what did he spend the 465 billion? He should come out and tell us we own the state. It's not his own. It's not his property. He was.
I thought this discussion was the state of the nation discussion, not the states per se.
No, state of the nation is all states. I follow all states.
Okay,
so you are from Delta State, so I'm following you on the activities of Delta State. And the reason I leave the federal government,
like I told you,
you have some issues with reservation with the federal. So I leave the federal. So I'm now following you on the activities of your state.
Yes, like I told you,
yes, sir.
Elections have been conducted. We have finished elections. We are into.
I tell you my strategy.
Government policies and programs.
If I ask Okowa for taking money for election, he will come and no, I didn't use it. This is what I use the money for. Because at the end of the day, there will be no explanation. Okowa will never be brought to book. Probably he has some way of pressing things down. Of course, with the amount of money, that's why I put him and this man. If we could put Yaya Bello on the run today, why is Okowa not one of those wanted? That is a question of today.
It's simple now. If you feel Okowa stole from Delta State funds, you are at liberty to pick your paper and a pen and write. Somebody wrote against Yaya Bello.
Like this one.
It's not just.
My brother go hide up. This your brother.
I know it's not. It's not always so.
You know what the Yaya Bello governor said? That the money is not meeting in that state. That's what the governor.
No, see.
That's what he said. He's going to get into trouble himself.
No, my brother, see.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me.
I'm with you.
When you siphon government funds, the governor you hand over to your predecessor also, your successor rather, does not have any powers to protect you, because this is how it works. If in the course of governance, maybe you use companies, private companies, or close companies, close relations company, or use fake companies to divert government funds that did not pass through the due process. Even the governor in office cannot help you. Even the president cannot help you. Look at the Diziani. She's from Bayelsa State now, or South region from where the president comes from. What is it? Jonathan?
Yes.
Jonathan could not help her because money was found in her account. Property was traced to her. So, if anybody as a governor today, either Odwa, Ibori, or Okowa, if anybody is found wanting, the present governor cannot even protect you. So, that is why we say what Yaya Bello is doing is a shame. Whatever the governor will just say, whatever, if any money is traced to his account, or property are traced to him, Ododo, if you like, say no money is missing. They are not talking about missing money. They are talking about laundered money.
Exactly.
Money you launder.
Yes.
They are not talking about missing money. You should wait till when they will say money is missing. So if anybody believes that XYZ stole money through proceeds also, or he laundered money to America or any private bank or any commercial bank also, the issue is not he stole money from us. No. How did you get this from? So when Yaya Bello will be questioned, Ododo will not be there, because they're not going to ask him, where did he get his money from? He paid taxes. He, as a government official, as a governor, he was not supposed to be a chief executive of any company. Rather, if he owns a company or has interest, they pay him dividend. So you will show, how did you get this money to buy this property? So nobody, the issue of Sheriff, we shared Okowa. No, if anybody believes that Okowa stole money, get your paper, get your biro, write to EFCC. EFCC will invite him. One day we invite him, he will not call Sheriff to come and assist him to or defend him. No.
That brings us to the last, a young man in Delta State there. He wrote, accusing the Sopadek of mismanagement of funds, saying that over the years, a lot of money has been pumped into the Sopadek. Nothing to show for it. And he has written, asking the Sopadek to surrender their income and expenditure to date. As we speak.
No, you don't need to write the Sopadek to submit their income and expenditure. They had a budget that was approved through Freedom of Information. Apply for the budget that was approved for them. Then you can as well apply for funds released to them. Then you can as well investigate the projects that were done in the budget. If I'm coming. I'm coming. If 100 billion was approved for 5 years or 4 years for them, it's in the public domain there. Go and apply for the information. Now, if the Sopadek submit a budget of, let's say, 500 billion naira for 4 years or so, they might not get that kind of money. It depends on funds availability.
Yes.
And so, what was approved for them in their budget, and go and match it with what they receive. When you match it, what they receive, you now match it with budget projects. There are awarded jobs now. The jobs are there, so you apply for the jobs that were executed, and people who got payment. Once you get this, You put your plus and minus together. You dot your I's and cross your T's. Then you package your petition. You go to EFCC. So by just writing to Facebook or social media, nobody will arrest anybody based on your petition on social media or requesting that a social media account. There is a process of accountability in government activity. They have auditors.
All right.
Nobody. If everybody start calling for submit your this, submit your account, it will work. They have a process of submitting their accounts. You can apply for them because most of us are even lazy to do this research.
Yeah,
if you see most people who go after the Ayabello and others, they do a very thorough job. Very thorough job. But most of us are quick to do our job in the social media. You can apply for what is the budget of? Because the government has gone beyond that level. Where is the budget of the super debt for last year or 3 or 4 years? You get it. When you get it, how much was released to fund this budget? It said the state government released 70% or 80% or 90% or 100%. Okay, fine. What is the 80% of 500 billion? Social amount. Okay, where are the projects? You apply to their office, the project that we are awarded this year. Where is their recurrent expenditure? These are the things you need to ask. When you check, if you find any of them funny, you charge. You write to EFCC, not just writing to social media. I don't believe in this in those social media issues. If you want to petition somebody, go and do a thorough job.
Thank you.
Do a thorough job.
We take that away, and I'm going to come back to you on this freedom of information because I have a lot of problem with the press. I work closely with them. They have a lot of issues getting even some very minor information. Now that you said this is available, we're going to be working with you to get some of the information we need. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to
what you need to do, the establishment you want to get the information, but there is a freedom of information laws.
Yes,
they are applicable to the state, local government. You apply, you get them. They can't deprive you. You can get them.
All right. So
instead of throwing a wide blanket of accusation that they stole money, I'm not saying there are people are not corrupt or corrupt. What we are saying, before you make an allegation, the onus of investigation is on you.
Yes.
The onus of investigation is on you. You can't just write to EFCC that you are suspecting that XYZ stole money from the super debt, so you want us to probe it. You must show some level of facts from the information you have gathered.
Yes. Because
we have 230 million people in this country. 100 million cannot write to EFCC that XYZ are thief, BSS are thief, SDL are thieves. How can they treat them? So you need the onus of investigation, preliminary investigation rests on you. Investigate your information, put them in writing to EFCC. Then we act. We have seen where in this government of APC, EFCC have dealt with more APC people than PDP because people wrote.
Yes. Okay.
In the government of PDP, they are dealing with PDP governors because people wrote.
Okay. So let us.
The social media is not a place to submit your petition.
No, it's not about social media. I mean, these guys are doing their work, and they're going to come out very soon.
Good, let them do their work.
Yes, we're working. Some are working hard because we need to correct
yes.
it. I believe for evil
to
exist,
they're part of the system.
They must do something. So we're going to come now towards the end of this show, and I'm looking at the government of Sheriff, Right Honorable Sheriff OBROGO, His Excellency. I know there will be JB at it. He has been in office for some time now. And you did say to us that you are his special assistant. My question is...
Yes, sir.
What can you recount to be the achievement of this government? It's not like when some people come to office, I say, after 100 days, I'll come and tell you what I've done. What can you say has been the handwork of this government to date? Because those of us outside, we might be thinking, like you say, we always go to social media before making our investigation. So what could you say are his achievements today?
Okay, on a quick one.
Yes.
On a quick one, well, the government is barely less than a year. Like I told you,
yes,
I don't believe in a. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're with you. 1 year is a lot.
I don't believe in a. I don't believe in these 3 months in office, 100 days in office, 1 year in office. I believe in your program for short-term, long-term, and medium-term programs.
Okay.
That is my belief. Well, from the budget, you need to ask yourself, what is the size of the budget? Why is the tension for the size of the budget? What are the projects in the budget? How far has it commenced them? How far has it gone? So far, so good. The budget is submitted to the House Assembly. It was passed for him by voting for or and against for our representative. By voting for or and against, we have automatically surrendered our sovereignty to them to make laws for us. The budget was passed. And so far, so good. So far, so good is implementing the budget gradually. The major milestone projects, they have commenced, the flyover and so on and so forth. And the other projects,
another road,
other communal roads, small roads. If you go to Ugele, where I stay, there are some pockets of roads going on.
You know I'm going to be upset when you only tell me only roads, because you know what?
No, I'm coming now. I'm not finished now.
What I want to hear from you is what investment, because are we seeing the same line of Ibori? Are we following the? Are we going along Odwa Mosokowa, Mosokowa legacy reign forever in Delta State? Oboriwori is a man of himself. What has he done in terms of investment with all the money, or is he going to borrow more money before he leaves? That's my
this present governor, you know, everybody has his own philosophy.
Yes.
Like I told you, me, my OBROGO, I believe in borrowing to finance, even my personal life. I borrow to finance most critical issues and projects in my life.
Sir,
now, but who does not belong to that school of thought?
You know you would like to borrow.
Yes, sometimes I borrow to fund some of my project, because if I wait till tomorrow or next tomorrow, the value.
No,
so that I'm coming now. This present governor, this present governor does not belong to that philosophy of borrowing.
Okay.
Because the issue of borrowing, like you rightly said, it has given the state a negative name. So if you watch him carefully, he's departing from.
When it is used for social investment, like you said, if the state borrow money for an investment that will
the man, if you watch him carefully, is departing from that line of borrowing.
Okay.
Now, when we even say borrowing,
his achievement to date, because
we are talking about borrowings now. We are talking about borrowings.
Yes. No,
we are talking about borrowings.
His achievement. Said he doesn't like borrowing. That's one.
Yes. No, you're not draw my attention to other areas.
Yeah.
And I told you, I say it's achievement so far. So far, it's achievement so far.
Yes.
The man has submitted a budget. You must look at the budget and see the projects in the budget. When you see them, because government is a service organization. When you see the project in the budget, has he achieved them? But that is the mandate. Has he achieved them? Is he achieving them? In that area, the man submitted the budget, and I can tell you, he's working seriously on the budget, because you can't do outside the budget.
No, I agree.
Then, other area he's trying his best to do is to ensure life comes back to Warri. He deserves of doing it, because he's a Warri boy. Because if life comes back to Warri, the investment in Warri alone can create the required jobs we want. When I was growing up, every family in Isoko has somebody working in every company in Warri now.
That was such was.
Until the Shekiri and Ijon war, that the issue collapse the Warri economy. The man has said he wants to bring back the Warri economic hub, and he's working on it.
So, and
how do you do that?
Question, yes, go. Because we want to say it's okay to have what do I say? To have the good intention is something, but be able to come.
No, you ask a question. The infrastructures to do that is putting them in place gradually in Warri. Because when you say investment should come back to Warri, where are they coming to? When you don't have infrastructures, you don't have security. Okay. So in the area of infrastructure and security, that is what will bring back the glory of Warri back. That will bring back people's investors.
Performance around the corner. His performance when it comes to security is still there. That will come and matter.
Yes, no, I don't want to. That will come and matter. I don't want to also discuss it. It's a security issue that I don't want to discuss. Mm-hmm. So, but whether you like it or not, the man is working on the security issues in Delta State.
Okay. Except to come.
Now, on the area of investment, like I told you, not just Delta State per se, the state governors in the entire country, or let me say 80% of them, they are tired of this system. Because when you say creation of job, the jobs will not come from the sky or ministries. It's creating the enabling environment and creating pockets of industries. We don't have any reason why we will not have up to 36 smart companies in this country.
Thank you.
So if you watch carefully through their state, because all the state governments are in the National Economic Council, driven by the vice president. And at that level, they have hired enough consultants who are engaging the state governments on their various potentials. What do you have in your state here? This is what you have. This is how you can invest. So, and that is why I say the national level should also coordinate the states, which they are gradually doing. They are drawing a roadmap for them, which our state government is also keying in. One of the things the man.
Sir, let me bring you back to the question. What would you say, in fact, in 2 sentences, are the achievements of Oborigwo in the last 1 year, almost a year now? This we are in May already. He entered. He has improved security issues in Delta State. Security, okay, sir. Security is one. Very good. So we are more secured in Delta State now. Because
it has improved infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Example, show me one, sir. What kind of infrastructure? Okay, the road in Warri. Any other one?
Roads in Warri well every
year. Okay. Maybe they are listening. Maybe they have more roads in Delta State now. Another road master. Then number 3, sir.
You said 2.
In the better for Kukure. Urobogo say, you know what it be Kure? Our ancestors. That's why we say certain things. We do it for the ancestors because they are watching. You see, brother, I'm not going to overput you on this one. But we have issues in the state for the past 24 years. We've been in the same place. Now we have a new governor. A governor, I don't care whether it's from my place or not. It is difficult to see the impact of Oborigwo 1 year after, because if you calculate from May till April, that's a year. In another 7 days, you will be 1 year in office. So in 1 year, you have nothing to show. We are still planning, but the money is coming. Maybe we are owing more money already. May God help us. Well, my brother, thank you very much for joining me today. You know, you are such a hard person to crack, but it's been a wonderful time with you because you are the kind of person I want to have. I'm going to beg to have you again because I have very important things I want us to focus on. But we cannot do that in 1 day. So I'm going to beg to have you back. But today I must let you, I can see you're tired, I'm also tired. And so let us take a break and say, let us, on the last note, which is where we're going to end this show. Let me ask you, if you become the governor of Delta State today, What will you do today? To at least, what will
Those
be
are
your
valid.
strategy? What will you do? That's what I'm going to use to end the show. Okay. Network wouldn't allow us to go there. Otherwise, I wanted to ask because he's a very intelligent man. He's an economist. Maybe perhaps when we want to vote next, we should be looking at to vote for an economist. Or if you're not an economist, do you have an economic advisor? Because if you have an economic advisor, I'm talking to Borori now. If you have an economic advisor, and as of today, 1 year in your office, all you can tell us is how you spend the money. Maybe start becoming a roadmaster. You know, you're following the more agenda, more of Fukuwa, more of the other one, Udwan, that told us when he left office that every woman in Delta State cannot go to hospital for free. They cannot deliver for free after 8 years in office. And then you go out with a roadmaster. You want to be deputy president. Lot of money spent. I'm accusing them. If they say they carry me, I go open book for them. But that's not the issue of today. But Oboriwari, you are 1 year in office. We want to see, or we want you to come out and talk to Deltans. You owe us that much. What you have done 1 year in office. That is a good place to end the show. My people, my name is Daddy Kris, and he's been a wonderful guest today. I want to bring him back. So let me let him go and rest today. Because next time if I call him, he won't come. But he's a very strong man. He even almost unseated me. So I'm going to bring him back on this show. And we're going to have him here again. For those of you, this is the first time I'm coming on this show. It's called The State of the Nation. Today is on Delta State. Tomorrow may be Lagos. It might be Edo State. For those of you that know me, I don't talk for anybody, and I don't talk against anybody. Sometimes I just throw accusation so that I can get the fact. That's my job, and that's what I'm doing. My name is Daddy Kris, and this is State of the Nation. Stay out of trouble. My girl will always say, give peace a chance. But I say, give justice a chance. And for those of you, state governors, stop borrowing. Stop borrowing to impress us. Borrow for investment. We want to see a state like Delta State borrowing money to give us that refinery they talk about. We want to see a state like Niger State borrowing money into massive agriculture. In fact, we have all the potentials in the state. And if we do that, perhaps this whole agitation for we want to be this, we want to have this, we want to have this, may all be gone. That is where I will end the show today. My name is Daddy Kris. And my brother is back, but I will just let him rest for today. I know he still want to join me, but let me just say, if he has anything to tell us before we go. Hello, sir, are you there? So we'll give you one chance to say the last one before we leave.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. What I have to tell you is that we should have faith in this country.
Good.
We'll bounce back as a nation.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to have you back on this show because I need you back here.
Always with you. Always available.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Bless you, sir.
Nice work. Have faith in Nigeria. There's hope, and I believe there's Nigeria. There's hope. In fact, if there's no hope for Nigeria, then there's no hope for the rest of the black nation. We cannot continue to be shamed to our junior ones. Nigeria is the biggest nation, black nation on earth. The whole world looks on to Nigeria. I live here in the United Kingdom. There will be no black nation without Nigeria. The whole black people in America will have no meaningful life without Nigeria. Nigeria needs to wake up and become that leader we were looking for. Like what did Nelson Mandela said, until Nigeria finds its feet, the rest of Africa will be struggling. So please, you leaders out there, know that you are carrying the weight, not only of your people, but the weight of all the black nations on earth. Every black child you see on earth is looking onto you. What a wonderful place to end the show. My name is Daddy Kris, and I'll see you again. It's going to be only this time, on Sunday. Next time I'll bring another guest, and we'll be talking about the state of the nation. Like I said, it might not be data, it might not be economy, it might be education, it might be our health, because we have some challenges, and we need to address it. Good night. I won't say it. Give justice a chance in Nigeria. Not peace. Give justice a chance. That's the place to end the show. Good night, and God bless you all.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5 OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
SR